Welcome to Warfork.
Okay, so Warfork just got put on Steam Early Access and I've played it. And it's awesome. If I had to describe the game in its most simplest terms, it would be Jet Set Arena. It looks like Jet Set Radio thanks to associated visuals and low-poly character models, but plays like Quake, so if you experience in those games, you will feel right at home. This should be no surprise as the name Warfork comes to the fact that this is a fork of Warsaw, an arena FPS with a cel-shaded style that was abandoned by the developers even though it achieved Steam Greenlight. And so, another team picked up the pieces, made a fork, called it Warfork, and got it released to Steam. Quick, efficient, and appreciated. I had played a little bit of Warsaw years ago, but never gave it a lot of time. I wish I had, because if Warfork is anything to go by, I missed out. So Warfork begins with a mandatory tutorial that teaches the basics on gameplay, movement, and items. The new twist is a dash and wall jump mechanic that, while nice to have, isn't as useful as one might think, although that may just be dependent on playstyle. I personally am used to bunny hopping, so that's how I get around in this game. The game has a standard assortment of guns that Quake fans know and love, from the shotgun, machine gun, pistol, laser rifle, laser beam, this game's answer to the lightning gun, plasma gun, grenade launcher, and rocket launcher. They control you like you'd expect. The plasma is a projectile weapon, the rocket jumps are a thing, etc. Game modes are what you'd expect, with very little in the way of custom games as of now. There are a few maps dedicated to each mode, but overall not a whole lot of maps. There is a workshop though, and I did play on day one, so it's only a matter of time before this game explodes with user-generated content. Day one, there were quite a few servers up. As I'm writing this at 12 AM in Texas, there's a good amount of people online. There's no actual voice chat, but text chat is an option and people are pretty good sports. I only played a few online matches, but the general gist is that it's just a bunch of people enjoying a free arena FPS. Nothing wrong with that. Bot matches are in the game, as one would expect, and they are a lot of fun. Mostly, because there's no cap on how many bots you can spawn at the moment. So I did my personal favorite, the 100 Player Deathmatch. It was glorious. And also extremely annoying. Turns out maps designed for roughly 16 players aren't big enough for 100 bots. Who'da thunk? Now I've been mostly positive for this review, but I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up some gripes I have. Granted, this is early access, so a lot of these can be fixed, but I'd still like to bring them to your attention. For one, the sounds are annoying as hell. It's the same grunt for everyone it seems, and it plays all the damn time.
Get ready to fight. 3, 2, 1, fight!
The sound effect isn't bad, but when it's over and over and over and over and over again, it gets old. Fast. That said, this is something the team is actively aware of and they're looking for people to help with, so it gets a pass. The stages are very samey. They kind of blend together into one big mass in my head, and if you show me one stage, I couldn't tell you what I couldn't tell you what it was. I couldn't tell you where it's from. I don't really have a favorite stage either, because it's all the same. I mean, the gameplay is fun as hell, but it's all just the same. Granted, there's, workshops, so that's gonna be something to fix that. The UI is a bit of a mess. To change settings, you need to go to the main menu, which doesn't disconnect you from a match as one might think. And even the menu itself is unconventional at best. It works, but I had a bit of a time trying to navigate. And this is not so much a gripe as more of just a weird thing. The game supports controllers natively. Like, turn on your Xbox controller and just get in. It's just great. And I say it's great, but in reality, it's just weird. I mean, like, you swap weapons on the D-pad, you jump with the trigger. I mean, it's a way to play the game if you absolutely have to play it with a controller, but honestly and truthfully, you're gonna get yourself blasted by everyone online. So if you're gonna be playing with a controller, just keep that in mind and stay off the servers because you will get your ass rocked. And that was my first impression of Warfork. I really liked it, and it's worth checking out, especially as it's free to play. It runs on Windows, Linux, and Mac, so whatever you want to play it on, it's compatible and the minimum requirements are low enough that everyone should be able to play. The team behind this also have a good game plan for where I want to take this project, and in all honesty, I'm rooting for them. This is a good title in its current state, and with no doubt the team can turn it into an amazing one. Anyway, this is Zach Zevius, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.